South Carolina police arrested 9 teens after a 16-year-old was found shot and killed earlier this summer. Comes as crimes involving juvenile offenders rise across the nation. South Carolina Attorney General and gubernatorial candidate Alan Wilson joins us now. Attorney General, thanks so much for joining us.
It's great to be with you, Lawrence. Thanks for having me.
So obviously this was a tragic situation involving teens in your state. But Mr. Attorney General, this is happening all across the country. What's causing this?
This particular story is a tragic and sad example of what we're seeing statistically across the country, that there's been a spike in teen-on-teen violence, and not just teen-on-teen violence, but teen violence in general, and it's a very alarming thing. We've met with the FBI on several movements like the 764 GORE movement, which teens are recruiting other teams to perform violent and gory acts against themselves and other people, including suicide on social media websites. We're seeing gangs recruit kids as young as 10 years old because they're sophisticated enterprises and they know that these children can't be incarcerated as long when they're caught by police officers. So, I mean, this is something that I'm very concerned about.
So, Mr. Attorney General, when we look at the numbers, I mean, it just tells the story. The aggravated assaults are up almost. When you look at the homicides, 121 in 2024. In 2023, it was 122. Robbery in 2024 was 553. And then for 2023, it was 556. These are FBI statistics. So it's not just the murders, it's the robberies, it's the assaults. There needs to be discipline, not only when it comes in the households, but also in our criminal justice system, right?
Absolutely, Lawrence, and obviously what we're seeing the president do in Washington, D.C. is a great example of what we can do. Robust, aggressive policing in communities where crime is at an all-time high. We need to have a police presence. We need to have police that are supported by their local officials, that are adequately staffed, adequately funded, adequately resourced. We need to have pro-law enforcement policies. This would act as a deterrent to the crime from even ever happening in that community, but we need to get behind our law enforcement. That's what the people in our communities want us to do, and I'm glad to see President Trump doing that in our nation's capital.
Okay, I understand the deterrent, but that's not changing the minds of the juveniles in conducting crimes. It's just saying, oh, I can't do that anymore, so I'm going to figure out a way to do something else, bad or wrong. There needs to be something else, and I've thought of an idea to help some juveniles, but I need to get that back in motion to make things work. It's an attempt to try to help juveniles in seeing a different path in life, rather than getting into trouble and getting into things that you shouldn't be at that age.
You know, Mr. Attorney General, I used to work in juvenile court, so I support programs to help these young people turn their lives around. But it seems like the focus is more on that than the punishment as well. So there has to be consequences for their actions, and then we can talk about the programs to rehabilitate them after that. But it seems like there's so many DAs now that allow these kids back on the street, and so they never turn away from their violent tendencies.
You're absolutely right. In those cities that we're seeing those DAs implement those type of law enforcement policies and those prosecution policies, we're seeing crime go up. In the cities where we're seeing aggressive, robust prosecution and law enforcement, we're seeing crime go down. This is a no-brainer, and law enforcement needs to be supported by their local officials and quit engaging this restorative justice.
I don't think programs are the full answer in helping juveniles, in my opinion. Just because there's way too many juveniles out there, and it would really have to depend on each individual to decide which type of program would actually be beneficial for them in the long run, in which there's an outcome where they actually change their ways and they don't, get attracted or have a bad crowd around them to keep them influenced into doing bad things. So I'm going to work on something and see where it goes with this program that I've been trying to help with juveniles in my local community. But I think I need to do something a little bit bigger than just my local community, just because this is something that is happening all over the country, as you heard. I think this is something where I need to step it up a notch. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments below. Like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Till next time, peace out, everybody.